Hey YouTube, just here to make a short video on my experience with my Dyson DC07. I got into cleaning out the filters on it, and which was basically very easy to do. Anybody on YouTube can show you how to do that, but in doing so, I ended up just taking the whole thing apart and cleaning it. Led me to a position I got into after tearing it down. I wanted to clean up the whole thing because it was just this whole thing gets dirty really bad. So after taking off the bucket, I figured I'm going to go in and just clean this thing up. It was pretty dirty. So of course you have your HEPA filter here, and then you have your pre-motor filter here, or other filter anyway. Those are easy to fix. But of course, then I had to get into this whole thing and tear this down. Anyway, the reason I'm making this video, trying to make it short and sweet, is when you take this bottom bend off, you have to pull this lever to get that bottom bend to come off. If you try to take off this bottom bend without pulling that lever, you're going to break something. So I figured out the hard way to pull the lever, and then the bottom will come off because it's actually attached to that bottom door. So what happened to me is when I put it back together, I'd taken out these 3 screws to get into everything. I'm tearing it down and tearing it down. And when I put it back together, I put the bottom bend on before I put this top part on. And in doing so, it locked into the, this part itself. It locked. So I couldn't get the bottom bend back off, and the top part wasn't on. So when I went to put the top part back on, there's just a little teeny eye hole latch at the bottom of a long, flexible stick. It's almost impossible to fish it through. It took me tons of aggravation to try to do it, because once you try to fish it through, by the time you can actually see it, get that rod down, get it through the hole, but then there's screw holes here or come up out, and you won't be able to get the top on. So after scratching my head forever, I kind of just realized that if you pull this knob up, if that does happen to you, of course the trick is not to let the bottom ever shut before you put the top on. But if you do get in that situation and the top's off and the barrel is attached to the rest of the vacuum, have these 3, of course the screws are out, pull the knob up all the way and fish it down with that, because what that'll do is extend the rod far enough that where you could actually look in there, catch the latch, and then get over the screw holes. Hope that makes sense to you. But it caused me a bunch of grief, enough that I'm here hoping that it won't cause anybody else any grief by making this video. So, hope that helps you. Good luck, guys.